15 Stardew Valley facts that you will most definitely never use. But these videos are still fun, so let's get straight into it. Fairy roses are just the best flower in the game. The one and only reason for this is because it turns regular honey into fairy rose honey, a special delicious honey that sells for the most out of any honey in the game. However, fairy roses are one of the worst things to grow in bulk in this entire game. There are 6 different colors of fairy roses. Each color can take up a single slot in your inventory. If you consider that crops can have 4 different qualities, and each quality can take up a space in your inventory, if you harvest a ton of fairy roses, they can take up to 24 spaces in your inventory. That is absolutely wild. Do you like what you see? Yes? Well, you can get these too. Robin sells the recipe for these. But there is something really strange with these recipes. If you head over to Robin, she will sell the recipe for the wooden brazier, but she will only offer the next type if you close the carpentry store and then reopen it. The same is true for each of the brazier recipes. Magic bait is really expensive. You can either buy it from a key store for 5 key gems, or you can craft them using radioactive ore and bug meat. It's not cheap, and the only thing it does is allow fish to be caught regardless of the season. This is only useful if you're chasing perfection and are feeling impatient. But there is something really cool about these. You can catch those exclusive fish that could usually only be caught inside of the submarine. Just cast your line right over here and catch your spookfish. Spookfish also have one small secret. If you place these suckers in a fish pond, they can produce a treasure chest that sells for 5,000 gold. Very rare, but very nice. Booze only serves 2 purposes in this game. You can give wine, beer, and pale ale to the townspeople as gifts, and you can sell them for mega profit. But that is it. Booze has absolutely no other use in this game. None of them yield for much or restore a large amount of energy, but it gets worse. All alcohol in this game will give you the tipsy debuff. This debuff will reduce your movement speed by 1. And if you happen to place grass starters in the mine, get hit by a slime, and had a sip of wine, you will be moving around so slow, you might as well reset the day. I guess the only real use of alcohol in this game is to drink it in the saloon so you don't feel out of place. This is really hard to replicate and is definitely not very useful. You can use animation cancelling in this game. It is great if you're good at it. It makes planting crops, chopping wood, and even diving into the mines so much faster. But you can use animation cancelling to do something very strange. If you use a milk pail on a cow or a goat, they will gain a small amount of friendship points with you. If you use your milk pail and then use animation cancelling to stop the gathering of milk at the perfect time, you will gain friendship points, but not the milk. That means you can use it again and cancel it again and again until you have maximum friendship with a cow or goat. If you are persistent, you could max out a cow in a single day. Everyone believes that kegs are just better than preservation jars. But wait, preservation jars have one advantage. They add a base amount of 50 gold to any crop placed inside of them. So really low value crops benefit more with preservation jars when compared to kegs. Here is a list of crops that will be more valuable when used with preservation jars. However, kegs are always better when you are growing higher valued crops. Finding iridium ore is not that tough, but it can take a very long time to find all of the iridium ore that you need. And you will often find a bunch of other ores in your adventures. Coal, copper ore, iron ore, and sometimes even gold ore. Over time, you will amass a ton of this stuff. What do you do with it? Well, crystallariums require gold bars. 5 gold bars to be precise. So use the lovely transmute feature. Yes, this thing exists. Believe it or not. You can magically transform your ores into higher quality ones. You know what would be an amazing idea? If we placed a bunch of processing machines in the quarry. I mean, once we have the gold inside, we will have no use for the quarry mines. Kegs, preservation jars, furnaces, just shove them all into that quarry. And while we're at it, why not place some on the elevator floors in the mines? Look, the game lets you place processing machines here. Just kidding, you should never do that. If you do decide to do this, they will all be destroyed when when you sleep. Yes, I am sad. So much wasted space in that quarry mine. The chances of finding treasure while fishing can be greatly increased if you use magnets. The magnet behaves like bait, meaning that each time you cast your fishing line, a magnet will be consumed, which is fine, right? No, this is not fine. If you buy magnets from Willy, they will cost 1,000 gold each, and if you decide to craft them instead, it will cost you an entire iron bar. Are these things even worth it? Are they just way too expensive to validate? I don't know, but let me know what you think. Mr. Key has something interesting for sale, a missing stock list. If you give this little list to Pierre, he will suddenly remember that he can sell any seed at any time, no matter the season. But he also tries to take advantage of this and increases the price of all seeds that are not in season. This is a great addition to the game since we can grow any crop anytime on Ginger Island and in our greenhouse. But if you're purchasing seeds with the intent of selling them for money, just keep that increased seed price in mind. Your farming skill is most definitely the most important skill in the game. Leveling farming will give you access to kegs, sprinklers, and the magical artisan profession. You just need to level up your farming skill. Luckily, there is a special magical crop that can heavily boost your farming experience. Hops. Yeah, hops regrow every single day, and each time you harvest a hop crop, it will give you 6 farming experience. It sounds like a tiny amount, but if you plant those hops on the first day of summer and harvest them every single day that you can, you will gain over 100 farming experience, and even more if you use speed grow. You know that I love the napalm ring. This thing is just so much fun to use. It can help you break rocks in the mines, it can help you defeat those pesky mummies, and it can cause a chain reaction and defeat waves of enemies with ease and style. But this ring has one major downside that won't matter for a majority of players. If you happen to pick the wilderness farm, or if you brought a strange one to the witch's hut and caused enemies to spawn in your farm, then this ring is going to cost you dearly. Because whenever you defeat these weak, insignificant enemies, they will explode, destroying your crops and your processing machines. I wonder if this has ever actually happened to anyone. Do you absolutely adore any of the villagers in Stardew Valley? Yes? Did you give them a mermaid pendant and ask them to marry you? Well, I have an important question for you. Why the heck did you show up to your wedding looking like a clown? Gosh darn it, dress for the occasion. Just look at how much better this looks. Use a pearl to get a bridal veil, and if you want a suit look, use a bouquet. Very nice. I also learned something new the other day. You can use these pots inside of Emily's house to dye your clothing. If you fill all the pots with the correct color, it will pop up the color menu and you can make that outfit any color you want. A good backup for when you don't have any rainbow shells. Did you know that if you walk through grass, you will walk slower? Of course you knew that. Just look at how slow this is. But did you know that if you walk in a path like this, you will gain 0.1 speed bonus? Wow, so effective! Wow, those were useless. But check out this video for some actual useful facts. Or watch my new video on Dome Keeper on my second channel. Thank you so much for watching. But for now, I will see you in the next video.